Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Urban Dunya. I'm Tim Blight, this time coming to you from Jeddah Airport in Saudi Arabia. I've reached the end of my journey around the western region of this country, and in this final video I thought that I'd take the opportunity to reflect on what the experience has actually been like to travel in this intriguing country. Visitors to Saudi Arabia fall into one of two categories: Muslims who are coming here for religious reasons, or anyone, including both Muslims and non-Muslims, who is here to work, do business or travel. If you're coming to Saudi for Umrah or Hajj, then it's pretty obvious what you're looking for. If you're coming here to work or travel, then one thing I would say is to leave any preconceptions at the door. Saudi Arabia is more multi-dimensional than media stereotypes would have us believe, and I know that that in itself is a cliche. What struck me in Saudi Arabia was the juxtaposition of ultra-modern with ultra-traditional, particularly in places like Jeddah. When you walk or drive along the Corniche, you see this very, very modern city, which looks a little like it could be the next Las Vegas of the Middle East. You go to a coffee shop like Starbucks, and an entire extended family of 20 or 30 have taken up one side of the cafe, almost camped out while they sip their lattes. It's a sort of collision of what we, as Westerners, might expect as so-called normal behavior in a cafe, with the strong place that extended family holds in Arab society. And things like this happen all the time. The city streets completely empty at prayer time. It's not just a stereotype. But then after dark, the shisha cafes come alive, and it looked like a party at a restaurant bar in downtown Melbourne. Except there's no alcohol, and the men sit separately to the women. Another example, a camel herder jumps into his shiny new Range Rover to drive from his desert ranch to a McDonald's on the highway for drive-through dinner. A lot of people listening to this are going to be like, yeah, well, of course. And as a Muslim myself, I know that things aren't that one-dimensional, but I also know that the mainstream media doesn't present it in this way, so these things are going to surprise some people. It should also be noted that a lot of this has come about in the past few years under the role of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who has positioned himself as a reformer. Some things that are true in Saudi Arabia: it is mostly a traditional Muslim society. Women and men are largely segregated, but that won't come as a surprise to anyone who has traveled anywhere like Iran, Pakistan, or even Egypt or Qatar. It can be very cheap, from simple Arabic eats to very expensive with 5-star hotels. If you're here for pilgrimage, do the religious stuff first. You'll enter the miqat zone very early in the journey, either as you leave Medina or as you land in Jeddah. If you don't start your Umrah then you'll need to double back to re-enter the miqat zone in Ihram. The Umrah or Hajj visa needs to be booked through a designated agent in your country of nationality or country of residence. You can't apply for or begin your pilgrimage from any other country. Ask your local Saudi consulate or Islamic center for agent details. The visa will be granted about a month before you travel, but the process begins about 3 months before and involves a fingerprint scan and a retina scan for security purposes. Tourist visas are very difficult to come by and need to be applied for in conjunction with attendance at an eligible event like the Jeddah Season Festival. You buy the tickets online and follow their instructions on how to apply for the visa. The other option is going for one of the handful of guided tours that operate in Saudi each year. Finally, if you've been to Mecca and want to bring holy Zamzam water back with you, you can buy it from Jeddah or Medina airports, and it costs 7 riyals 50 for 5 litres, and it's packed for the flight. Most tickets allow you to carry this in addition to your baggage allowance. So Saudi Arabia has been one of my favorite destinations so far. I've had an absolute blast while I've been here. It's been eye-opening, surprising, and very, very enjoyable. And a lot of that has been thanks to my very good friend Raki and his wonderful family, who have been so hospitable to me the whole time that I've been here. So thank you all very, very much. You have a very special place in my heart. And for the rest of you, that is it from Saudi Arabia for now. Thank you very much for watching and joining me on my journey around Saudi Arabia, and don't forget to subscribe. Next week I'll be in Lahore to cover Muharram in the Walled City.